Hey team, this is one for you, but it's also one for your team to think about and the impact that you have on your team. You can't change your boss. Sometimes we all wish we could, but leaders understand their sphere of influence. Look, when I look for a new role, I look carefully at the values and the philosophy of the company or the school and interview the boss in my own way to see if I can work with and for them. Knowing who I am working with and how they think is important to me. I know myself so well that I know who I can work with and the leader I need to get the most out of me. In my last two jobs, the Director of Education interviewed me, and in both cases, I truly bought into their vision, their way of working, and simply adored them. They sold me the job. I committed to them, their vision, and the way they wanted me to work. And then, in both cases, after a year of working with them, they left. I hope it wasn't me. I thought I was open to change and able to flex and respond to new leaders. I do think I can, and that I can be quite good at it, but I don't have any influence over my boss and the way they lead. Exceptional bosses understand their teams. They spend time with their people and learn about them and how they like to work, what makes them click, and then adjust their interactions and ways of working to get the best from their teams. I say exceptional bosses. Many come in with the intention of learning first, but most of the time, many don't bother and bring their processes in, railroad, and do things their own way. And in many situations, these leaders are so new to their roles, they haven't had the leadership training or development themselves for their roles and are still learning to lead. They then do things the way they know how. And this might mean the way it was done to them, whether it is positive or not, or whether it aligns with the company's values and protocols, or whether it gets the best from the team or not. Culture is set by the leader. If the leader is open and learns, the team will too. Bosses change, and we get bosses we never expected or who we didn't sign up for. The bottom line is they are the boss. We have conversations and invite them into learning to understand us and how to get the best from us. But ultimately, they are in charge and they can do what they like. This is food for thought as we move into new roles as leaders ourselves, but also as with those we lead. We can't change our bosses. Most of us have them. For many, we are approaching a new academic year, new teams and new bosses. But how do you manage it? How do we manage this? What should we do? What we can do is read Surrounded by Bad Bosses and Lazy Employees by Thomas Erickson there, and the link for that's on the site. But really, learn about yourself and how you like to work and how you like to lead. Knowing yourself is the key to learning to work with others. We can help you with DISC profiles, values and trust triangles, and we do this in course 1, Getting into Leadership. You'll find that one on the site too. But if your boss is open to it, ask for a conversation about how you like to work and what expectations they have of you. Have the conversations about the ways of working. What can you expect of them? How do they work? How do they communicate? What is their vision for the project or the school? What part would they like you to play in this? You know, if you're working with a board of governors or a board of trustees, ask them these questions. An exceptional leader will be open to these conversations. An unsure or average leader might flounder with these. In all cases, you'll learn a lot about them. Listen to their language. Do they use I or we? What words dominate their language and their storytelling? Can you align? Is there a space for you in their thinking? New relationships are about learning ways of working. They begin with low trust, watching and listening, and all pieces of a puzzle that build the impression and sense of credibility of the leader. We know forming, norming, storming, reforming and performing. You have influence over yourself and those that you lead. You have little influence over your leader. but you can open up conversations and play a part in ways of working. Complaining doesn't work. HR will listen, but most likely won't take action, and the leader may not change. You have to learn where you can influence and how you will work in the new setup or not. Wise new leaders learn about and listen to their teams, but not everyone is wise. If you're in this situation with a new leader, or as a new leader, be brave. Listen, learn, know where you can influence, and play there. Play where you are valued. Remember, I always say, work where you find joy. If joy doesn't come, move. You deserve it. You can't change your boss, but you can look after you. Life is too short to be unhappy at work.